the permission to let anybody sit in those vehicles while they're sitting there. I mean, it's a policy. They don't want anybody in their cars. That's exactly what we're trying to do. Did Bud Davis give you permission to do it? In writing, did they say it's okay if Mr. Cordell in there and does that, or did you just roll up on it, get in the car, and do it?
Yeah, I did pretty much the latter. What you
And
said.
if you don't have permission from Bud Davis, our officers responded correctly, because they would have called ahead and said, "Hey, this guy's going to come use our car and listen to a CD. It's okay if he does that." But they don't want trespassers in there. They don't want people sitting in their cars when there's nobody there and using their equipment. So
it's just not.
we were following the protocol set by our client.
So you feel like this the proper.
I mean, if you didn't have permission from Bud Davis to do that, then you should probably be asking them if it's okay or why I got busted for doing it. Because
Right. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. Not to cut you off, because I'm not trying to be rude or like I said, I'm not trying to be a troublemaker. My thing
Of course
is,
not.
this is my passion in my adulthood. When I bring up my music, that's something that's for my teens. As I'm getting older, like I said, I completed 4 years of school, my majoring in criminal justice, and that's my passion now. As I'm an adult, this is legal. Anything I feel as though, okay, you're saying I was trespassed. All right, cool, but
Well, if you don't have a permission from the property owner,
Right.
that's what criminal trespass is.
yeah, but this not to cut you off again. I have the statute on my phone, and this only applies to me because the business was closed. You don't need anything in writing to sit inside of a vehicle at a.
Then you have to bring that up. You have to
Right.
bring it up with Bud Davis, because I don't have their business practices in this.
Right.
office.
But see, here's,
I know that we're hired to do patrol checks and keep people off the property. That's our policy. Now,
But-
them being closed, you like to ask them about that.
okay, but this right here is my this is the $10 million question. My thing is, okay, if you're one of your guards, I don't know if you can answer this or relay this information to me, but if one of your guards sees a trespasser, suspicious person, are they supposed to make a phone call to the police, or are they supposed to approach that person and say, "Hey, man, you're trespassing. What are you doing?" That's the
Well,
10 million.
that's a two-tier question, but yes. It should have been, did Officer Schultz advise you to leave property?
I swear on my, I don't even want to put it on my grandmother who's gone from earth, but that's
I got it.
beneath me. But that did not happen. This is why I'm here, because I'm in the Escalade now. I don't have
The
to.
procedure could be for our officer, if he sees you walking, if you've already breached a vehicle, it's an automatic order to call law enforcement. Because Bud Davis has told us, we don't want anybody in our cars after hours.
Okay.
So at that point, it's not an option. We go, hey, there's somebody in the car, we should call law enforcement, because at that point, it's a law enforcement official deal anyway. You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm just saying you probably lost me at breach because you said breach, and it's not like okay.
The car's not yours,
Right.
okay?
But it was
belongs to Bud Davis. Okay, it's not your property.
Right.
It's on private property. So that's two
Right.
strikes right there. The
Mhm.
car doesn't belong to you, and it's on private property. So
Okay.
that's the two parts right there, okay? So once we see that on a visual eyewitness,
There's reason.
there's no requirement for us to do some kind of an escalation of, that's how we're gonna handle this. He just called the police because you're sitting in the car that doesn't belong to you, okay?
Right. Okay. Well,
And our orders are given to us by Bud Davis Cadillac. Now,
Hmm.
if
I go
somehow,
there.
some way, if you would have been sitting in a police car, okay,
Right.
and been able to call a representative from Bud Davis, say, hey man, Jimmy, tell the cops I'm allowed in there. Then Jimmy would have said, hey, police officers, leave Cordell alone, he's supposed to be in there, it's okay.
Right.
And then I could reprimand my officer because you have permission, but you didn't have permission from Bud Davis to do that. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying, but my mind is like, I don't really want to get the lawyer mind because I don't know your disposition. You may get angry because you're saying like breached, and I'm like, well, it's not really so much as a breach if the door is unlocked. I didn't really breach it. I just, it's on public property that was closed. That's a fact. It's not really.
Do you have an automobile yourself?
Yes, I do. It's outside.
Okay. Do you park that in front of your residence? or
Yep,
whatever?
yep.
Okay, so let's just, for instance, let's change.
I go to school for this now.
I understand. Hey,
You're
I do too.
You're not
I
talking
got-
to the regular person.
I got a master's
All right.
degree in security administration.
Okay.
A bachelor's degree in security management.
And I'm gonna tell you legally how
Okay, I'm just saying.
what
Just saying.
what was the difference between a private residence and Bud Davis Cadillac.
It's still private property.
It's not private property. But Davis is pub. It's property that's available to the public. The home that I live
Accessible
in.
to the public, doesn't
Right.
belong to the public. That's
Well,
what trespass is.
okay. And so let me.
It's accessible to the public, okay,
Right.
but it's private property. If I'm buying a car,
Right.
I'm authorized to be there. If I'm sitting in one of the cars that doesn't belong to me, I'm not authorized to do that.
Okay.
I can be on their property, it's private property, but I'm making a purchase.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't need their permission to make a purchase, I just need to sign an agreement with them to make a purchase. You have to have permission to sit in one of their cars and listen to a CD.
Like at any hour. This according to you.
Yes, okay. Let's say the property you walked on is accessible to the public. Is the car yours?
No, it's
Were
not.
you able to provide the police ownership of the vehicle you were sitting and listening to music in?
Nope.
So it's not your car.
So
If you rolled up to your house one day, you're out across the neighbor's house over there playing
Right.
pool or something like that, and you
Right.
roll up and I was sitting in your car listening to a CD, what would you think?
well,
Private property, not, because so is Bud Davis. But I'm sitting in your car.
this like trespass. This different. It's private property. This.
Bud Davis is private property, man.
You think so?
Okay, even if it's public property,
Right.
even if your yard was public property, okay?
Right.
I'm sitting in your car.
Right.
Would you think anything peculiar if you rolled up to your house and I was in your car listening to a CD?
Well,
Would you say, hey man, what are you doing in my car?
that is trespass because it's different. It is private property. It belongs to
Okay,
me.
what I'm saying, have I broken the law because the car doesn't belong to me? By getting into your car, whether the door's unlocked or not? Just because your door's unlocked outside, I can go out there right now and sit in it?
No, I mean, well, no, you can't. That's because it's mine.
Okay, but if you were in here talking to somebody else and you rolled outside and I was in your car and I worked here, because now I'm on private property, because this is private property, but I'm sitting in your car. Is that okay? Your door's unlocked.
Right. No, this is the definition of private property. Because
Okay, but I work here. Does that mean I can sit in your car? Because technically your car is on my property right now.
but anybody from the public can like come in.
Okay, so somebody finishes eating a sandwich over here at Patrick's, okay? Walks over here, walks through that gate where you drove in and sits in your car.
Right.
Is he trespassing?
Yeah, because it's my car.
He's not trespassing because this place is accessible to the public.
Oh, well, yeah, he's not trespassing in that sense.
But he is breach of your car though. He did get in your car without your permission, right?
My car.
Okay.
A
That's
person.
Bud Davis's car you were sitting in.
That's his car.
No. Okay.
I,
You access private property from a public sidewalk or street or whatever.
Right.
If somebody from Patrick Steakhouse walked into this parking lot, which is on private property, but
Right.
accessible to the public, and he was
Right.
sitting in your
Right.
car, is that right or wrong?
Of course, it's wrong. This my
Okay,
my car
same
is my
thing.
property.
Okay, that car belonged to Bud Davis, man. That doesn't belong to you. No matter
Yeah.
where it's sitting, it doesn't belong to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really because I don't, like I said, I don't know like how. I can break it down so many ways. Like we go to
Well, okay. As far as this goes, our officer was doing his job.
but when according to you, because you say I breached the first vehicle, and
You
that's when
opened
he
the
was
car door. You opened a vehicle that did not belong to you.
right, and I
And
sat in
down
it and got
and,
out.
and used the accessories in the car. You used a car that wasn't yours.
Right, because this unlawful in itself.
Okay.
It's how
The
you
easiest
talking.
question in the world to answer is: did Bud Davis give you permission to sit in that car?
You don't need permission to sit in the car in Bud Davis, even after hours.
Then you have to take that up with them.
I
Because
am.
according to our policy
yeah.
with them is
Right.
they don't want anybody doing that. Did you ask him if you could do it?
I'm gonna definitely go there. I read this.
You need
I read
because they can give you a better answer for that.
I-
but the question you have for me is
this.
is my officer acting it right based on
Right.
his orders from this office or from Bud Davis? Yes, he did.
Is it
I'll
any?
speak to him about it.
Is it or any rule book I get to say it there?
I can't. Okay, the post orders I have for the property at Bud Davis is proprietary information. I don't have to show it to you.
I mean, of course, that I'm just trying to get something that's saying the proper procedure protocol was followed because I don't believe it was. It's in the statute in my phone. I know you don't want to see it.
No, I've got that part. I mean, I understand.
But
we were acting on the behalf of the owners of Bud Davis Cadillac. So if
Right.
there's a problem, you probably need to talk to them about it.
Oh, I am. I just want to stop right here because I knew having with
I
you.
mean, I understand what you're asking
But
me,
if
and I
this-
got it. Like I said,
I'm
it
gonna
doesn't-
tell. I want to tell you not to cut you off. This is
No.
my reason for showing up. In the statute that's relevant to criminal trespassing, in this state, it has a defense to the prosecution of criminal trespassing.
Okay.
Meaning, the state of Tennessee cannot prosecute. It's a misdemeanor class C. The principle is I don't want that on my background. Okay. The defense is one of the 3 defenses to that prosecution is if a person requests you to leave, they can't prosecute. There's one of the 3. If they request you to leave, you cannot be prosecuted for that. This is why I'm here because I was not told, hey, man, you have to leave. What are you doing?
Did
You
the
can't.
police tell you to leave?
Yeah, the police. Well,
What
of
did
course
you-
the police.
Okay, well, what did you explain to the police? You said, did you explain to him what you're telling me?
I did.
And what did they say? They arrest you anyway?
They detained me, but I was essentially took to jail because that night because I was talking to the guy like how me and you are. I guess it wasn't like a real debate, but I was
understand.
kind of I don't want to use that word. I was kind of angry, So, mind you, I'm like, man, I'm listening to a CD.
Like, okay, and you have to understand that where we're
Right.
coming from, okay? And how we
I
operate
totally
is-
understand. I totally understand.
Once you were inside the car and on private property, my officer had,
Right.
at that point, he has his own volition to make a choice to
Right.
either say, to try to argue with you, to have you to leave the property based on what his orders are. Or
Right.
just call law enforcement, because by then, you had breached a
Right.
car that didn't belong to you. So,
Right.
you've committed a crime.
I think you're saying like I breached because it was after hours. That's where you're getting at.
You got into a car that didn't belong to you.
So I'm just trying to make sense of what you're saying. If I go to AutoNation Ford on Mount Moriah and I get in a car right now and say I want this to the city, that's a crime. It's public property. People, I mean, it's I'm getting. You see what I'm saying? It's because it's after hours.
And during hours, you'll have a salesperson come out and say, "What are you doing now?" And you say, "I just want to listen to the CD." And I would say, "Are you interested in buying this car?" If he said, "No, I just want to listen to music," I'd say, "Hey, man, hit the road, Jack. I'm here to sell cars."
Yeah, this discretionary because somebody may be like,
We
cool.
act on the behalf of the client after hours.
Okay. But just I just want to ask like 2 more questions.
Yes. I'm across the hall next to Katie's office. I should be done in about 2 minutes. Yes, ma'am. I'll be right there.
Okay, this is my my final question. Okay, all right. If you consider me, I can't ask you that. All right, my thing is, all right. Okay, there was a suspicious person called. What made me? Okay, I guess that made me suspicious. Suspicious is not like that's not the same adjective as saying this guy is a criminal. I hit a window or something. Suspicious. This is what I'm trying to get at. Why wasn't I approached prior to the police being called?
Because probably the officer might have been concerned about his safety. If you see somebody that's in a car that doesn't belong to him, he didn't know if you were drinking, if you were on drugs, or what you were doing. I mean, but he doesn't have to at that point because
Right.
you've gotten into somebody else's property in a car. He called the police because they were better trained to handle the situation at that point.
Okay, but
He doesn't have to engage you before he calls the police.
Right, of course.
Okay.
You're right, he doesn't. But I guess my final question is that you saying the proper procedure protocol is there's no proper procedure protocol for suspicious person called or criminal trespass. There's no in you all.
We put it on our officer to be discretionary as far as what the situation is.
Right.
I mean, we run people off all the time. We run homeless people off in front of properties all the time going, "Hey man, are you buying something here?" No. Hit the road, Jack, and they usually go. Okay.
Okay.
But it's officer discretion though. That's all I can tell you. I would go talk to
Okay.
Bud Davis. I've got to go across the hall and go to a
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in, Mr. Cornell. I appreciate it. I wish
Thank
I
you for
could.
your time.
Yes, sir. No problem. And
I'm just trying to figure it out as I go, cause do I go out this way?
come on out this way. I'll
Thank
think about
you.
the front over here. But I would go talk to Bud Davis, and like I said, just remember in the future,
Okay.
you don't have permission, I wouldn't do it, man.
Man, I'm learning as I go.
Yes, sir.
All right.